Hey, so you're studying for your human growth and development exam? Well, you are in exactly the right place. We are about to break down the most important theories and stages that you absolutely need to know to ace this thing. Let's get you prepared. Okay, so here's our game plan for the study session. First, we're going to cover the basic rules of how we grow. Then we'll dive deep into the big three theorists you have to know: Piaget, Erikson, and Maslow. And we'll wrap it all up by connecting these big ideas to the actual stages of life. All right, first up, let's lock in the foundational rules. Seriously, think of these as the laws of physics for human development. They apply to everyone, and they are absolutely crucial for understanding the big picture. Okay, this is a classic exam topic, so let's nail this down. Development isn't random. It follows a predictable pattern. We always go from simple to complex. Just think about a baby's first babbles, which slowly turn into full sentences. It's also directional. Development happens from head to toe. That's called cephalocaudal, which is why babies can lift their head way before they can even think about walking. It also moves from the center of the body outward, or proximodistal. So a child can use their whole arm to swipe at a toy long before they can master writing with a pencil. And here's the key thing to remember. While the sequence is pretty much the same for everyone, the speed is totally unique to each person. Okay, let's get into our first major theorist, the one and only Jean Piaget. He gave us this brilliant map for how our minds develop from the moment we're born all the way into adulthood. This is all about how our thinking changes over time. So here's Piaget's huge idea. Our minds aren't just smaller versions of adult minds, not at all. He said they develop through a series of very distinct stages, almost like levels in a video game. You've got to master one level before you can unlock the new abilities for the next one. And here they are, the 4 stages you absolutely have to know. First, we have the sensory motor stage. This is when babies are just exploring the world with their senses. The huge milestone here is object permanence, that amazing moment when a baby finally realizes that even if you hide a toy behind your back, it still exists. Next up is pre-operational. This is when kids start using symbols and language, but they're super egocentric. They literally can't see things from anyone else's perspective. Then we hit the concrete operational stage, and logic finally arrives. This is when they understand conservation. You know, the idea that pouring water into a tall, skinny glass doesn't magically create more water. And finally, in the formal operational stage, we can think abstractly. We can tackle those what-if questions and complex ideas. All right, next up, Erikson. Now, if Piaget gave us a map for our minds, Erikson gave us a map for our social and emotional lives. He saw our entire life as a series of 8 major challenges or conflicts that we have to work through to build a healthy personality. So Erikson's core idea is that life keeps throwing these social challenges at us. At each stage, it's like we're at a crossroads. If we navigate it successfully, we build a new strength for our personality. But if we get stuck, well, it can cause problems down the line. It's this constant push and pull between what we need on the inside and what the world is asking of us. Let's just take a look at the very first conflict, which is arguably the most important one: trust versus mistrust. It's actually pretty simple. When a baby cries and someone comes to feed them or comfort them, they learn that the world is a safe and reliable place. They learn to trust. But if their needs are consistently ignored, they learn the world is unreliable and scary. They learn mistrust. And that very first lesson becomes the foundation for every single relationship they'll have later in life. Okay, this table right here, this is your ultimate study guide for Erikson. It lays out all 8 stages, the typical age groups, and the main conflict for each one. From figuring out who we are as teenagers to looking back on our lives with satisfaction, it's all right here. I would definitely pause and really take this one in for your exam. Okay, let's switch gears to our final theory, this one from Abraham Maslow. Now, this isn't about developmental stages. It's all about motivation. Maslow asked a really simple question: what drives us? What gets us out of bed in the morning? And his answer was this incredible pyramid of human needs. The concept is so simple, but so powerful. Maslow said our motivations are structured like a pyramid. You have to build a solid foundation before you can even think about adding the next layer. I mean, you can't really worry about your life's purpose if you're starving or don't have a safe place to sleep, right? You have to climb this ladder of needs, starting from the very bottom. So let's walk up this pyramid together. At the very bottom, the foundation, are our physiological needs, the basics like food, water, and shelter. Once those are covered, we move up to wanting safety and security. After that, it's all about our need for love and belonging. We want friends, family, connection. Then comes esteem, which is the need to feel good about ourselves and to be respected by others. And only when all of that is in place can we reach for the very peak of the pyramid, self-actualization. That's all about becoming the best possible version of ourselves, reaching our absolute full potential. All right, you've learned the fundamental rules, you've learned the key theories. Now for the final review, let's put it all together. We're going to see how all these ideas play out across the entire human lifespan. This is what's going to help everything click into place for your exam. This timeline really brings it all home. You can literally see Erikson's social conflicts playing out at each stage of life, from a baby learning to trust all the way to a teenager trying to figure out, who am I? You can also layer Piaget's cognitive stages right on top of this. You see the move from concrete thinking in childhood to abstract thought in adolescence. Each phase of our life has its own special set of cognitive tools and social challenges. This is the whole framework. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that human development isn't just a random series of events. It follows a predictable map, a journey that's shaped by how we think, the social challenges we face, and our deepest motivations. And look, understanding this map won't just help you ace your exam. It gives you this incredibly powerful tool for understanding yourself and pretty much everyone around you. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. As you're studying, just take a second and try to apply these theories. Think about where you are in Erikson's stages, or what level of Maslow's pyramid is really driving you right now. Because making it personal, that's the absolute best way to make it stick. Good luck with your studies.